Absolutely, yeah. We do have a lot of similar styles, similar strengths. Fight for probably over a decade. You could say I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his style, and but Max and I, that's my friend. Honestly, that's one of my favorite moments of my career. Just I remember while I was getting a massage, I had about 7 or 8 missed calls, and my wife comes running up. She's like, the UFC was even calling her.
All right, it's time for UFC 318, Holloway versus Poirier on the 20th of July 2025 India time at 7:30 a.m. Indian Standard, live on Sony Sports 10.1 SD and HD, Sony Sports 10.3 Hindi SD and HD, Sony Sports 10.4 Tamil, and Sony Sports 10.4 Telugu. Also on the cards is Dan Ige, and he's taking on Patrício Pitbull. Wonderful to speak to you, Dan. Thank you for joining us.
It's great to speak to you too. Thank you so much for having me. I've always wanted to go to India. I've heard a lot of great things, and maybe one day I'll have to come visit you guys.
Well, we'd love to have you. You have so many fans here, Dan, and we'd love to welcome you in studio in a traditional Indian manner. I want to start with taking on Patricio Pitbull. I mean, this is a big one. In a lot of ways, you guys have similar styles. You know, the grappling, wrestling. What do you make of this particular matchup?
Absolutely, yeah. We do have a lot of similar styles, similar strengths. Great grappling, wrestling, striking, counter fighting. It's going to be a fun matchup. Patricio has a lot of overall experience, and I definitely have a lot of UFC experience. This will be my 20th UFC fight, and I'm just looking forward to the challenge. I've watched Patricio fight for probably over a decade. You could say I'm a fan. I'm a fan of his style and the way he gets after it and finishes fights. And I feel like it's impossible to be a boring fight. The fans are definitely in for a great fight. It's going to be fun to watch. And I mean, you never know what's going to happen, right? It's fighting. Yeah, fighting's so crazy, but I'm very well prepared. Anywhere the fight goes, I'll be prepared and excited to go out there and just do my thing.
Well, Dan, you're a modest man. You yourself are quite a legend of the sport. This is what, your 20th fight? Is this going to be 20 or 21?
Yeah, 20.
That's big, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you look back at this? I mean, when you were starting off, did you think you'd be, doing 20, 21, maybe even more?
I mean, I had no clue. I mean, just even getting to the UFC was the accomplishment, and then staying here now for 20 fights is just honestly crazy how fast time goes by. I think I've been in the UFC for 7 or 8 years now, and I still feel good. I still feel young. I take care of my body. I put the right things in my body. I sleep well. I eat well. I haven't had any surgeries, so I'm very blessed. I'm very fortunate, and who knows? Maybe I got another 20 more. But we got one on Saturday night, Sunday morning for you guys, and we'll see what happens from there.
I'm sure your fans would like that 2025 more. But obviously, you kept a keen eye on Patricio Pitbull versus Yair Rodríguez.
Yeah.
What did you think of that matchup? What do you think of that fight?
Number one, that's a very tough matchup for anyone. Especially in a 3 round fight. It's hard to, yeah, throws a lot of dynamic strikes, a lot of volume, and for someone like Pitbull, who's doesn't throw as much volume, it's tough to get off and tough to capitalize on that. So Yair did a great job. Pitbull fell short, but you can't take anything away from that guy. Number one, that was just a tough style matchup. A lot of the casual fans might not know, but I mean, he's still that guy. He's still very dangerous, and I'm sure he's gonna want to be a little more, urgent and wanting to get a win. Right? Obviously, coming off a loss, not debut, not going his way in the UFC. He wants to get his first UFC win, and unfortunately, he has to fight me. But it's again, I still look at him as one of the best, and I don't think of him any less because of his loss to Yair.
Another reason why you have so many fans in India is the fact that you're an indigenous person. You're Hawaiian, and
Yeah,
you're from Hawaii. And in India, the kind of people that we are indigenous people. We've stayed that way. We've had the colonials come rule us for a few years, but now, we're independent, we're indigenous. And you're very proud of your Hawaiian heritage, aren't you? Talk about that.
Yeah, I mean, I got my flag right here.
Ah, lovely.
Yeah, so I always try to carry it wherever. Sometimes I forget it, but I always try to carry it wherever I go. Even though I live in Las Vegas, Hawaii is always home. It's very close to my heart. My family's there. And it's just like you said, it's a special place. Very indigenous place, and the people are proud of just their culture and their pride there. And um, even Las Vegas, some call it the ninth island. A lot of Hawaiians there, so the culture's big there. A lot of good, you know, community, big good community there. So it's just it's very important for me to represent and also give someone else hope. Maybe someone else coming up from the islands that another island boy can do it. So yeah, it's very a special place for me.
Speaking of Island Boys, segues very beautifully to my next question. I have to ask you what you think about Dustin Poirier versus Max Holloway, another Hawaiian. Obviously, Max and you are mates. You'd like to see him win, but the other end of the spectrum, Poirier is quite the legend, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't want to see anyone lose. But Max and I, that's my friend. He's lost twice already, and I hope he gets this one back. And I believe, I honestly, truly believe he will. I just think he's in his prime, and he looked good at 155 his last time out there against Justin Gagey. And I remember when we were training together. I was still living in Hawaii. He got the call to fight Dustin Poirier. He was 4-0 as a pro, and then he lost that. And then I actually saw his fight against Poirier again in Atlanta, and again another close, tough fight. But I just didn't think he was filled in or ready for that fight yet. And now I just think he's really filled in at 155 and looks great. I've seen him this week, good energy, and Dustin Poirier's a legend. Hate to see that guy lose, but he's won enough times.
But tell Indian fans how you came upon the nickname 50K, because we knew you were called Dynamite before that, which is a great nickname itself, Danny Gate
Yeah,
Dynamite.
yeah.
And then it became 50K. So talk about the significance of the 50K.
So it wasn't really chosen. It just kind of, that's how nicknames are. They just kind of fall upon you. And one day, it actually happened after my very first bonus in the UFC. I fought Danny Henry back over in London, and I got a finish, first round finish. I got the performance of the night, and then I came back, and people just started calling me 50K because I got the bonus, and then 50K Ige kind of rhymed and it flowed, and then over time I just kind of adopted the nickname, and like it became more of like fans on the street were like 50K 50K 50K, and then I was like, oh, that's cool. And it's just kind of a testament to me and my fighting style. I'm always getting, putting on exciting fights, trying to go for the finish. I've gotten many finishes that I haven't gotten 50K for, but at least the name, the name provides in a way. It just tells you that I'm always going the extra mile, always looking for the finish, always trying to do the extra, and that's just kind of how I live too. It's just it's not about flaunting money or anything. I wish it was 5 million K, like, but it is what it is, and that's just the name. It rhymes, it flows, it's catchy. I'm still Dynamite to some people. Some people still call me Danimal. That was my name before even. So it's constantly evolving.
Well, I have to say this, that you probably have over 200,000 or 300,000 in UFC bonuses by now. So that 50K is not going to stick in reality because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
gone way past that, man.
yeah. Well, let's try to get to a million.
Try to get to a million. That would be lovely. Listen, I mean, it's important for any UFC fan to understand the beauty of a fighter who turns around and says, "I will show up in 4 hours' time." I mean, it's really unprecedented. You literally showed up in 4 hours to fight Diego Lopez at UFC
Yeah.
303. Talk about that, Dan, and talk about putting up such a brave show. and how that all went down, man.
Honestly, that's one of my favorite moments of my career, just because it's so unheard of. It doesn't happen, and I don't think it may ever happen again, just because, given the circumstances, like the stars aligned perfectly. It was Saturday morning. I woke up. I had my normal training that day. I had a very hard training in the morning. Then after that, I was doing some sauna. Went home, was getting a massage, just a normal Saturday, and I was getting a massage before the fight, so we could enjoy the fights and then recover Sunday, get after it again Monday. And I remember while I was getting a massage, I had about 7 or 8 missed calls, and my wife comes running up. She's like, the UFC was even calling her, and I was like, this is weird. Like, what's going on? So I call back, and they asked if I'd be willing to fight, and I just said yes. I didn't ask when, and they're like, and then that was the next question was when, and yeah, I didn't ask who, but then as the next question was when, and they're like tonight, and I was like, oh, like I didn't even think that was possible,
Wow.
and I didn't even really think about it. I just said let's do it because the only thought I had was like, wow, this has never been done. But I also had a little doubt in my mind that it could actually happen. And then get off the phone. They're like, okay, they had to set some things up. Call me back. They asked what I weighed. Told them what I weighed that morning. They hung up. Did some other things. Had to call the governor and call me back. They're like, all right, fight's on. Be at the T-Mobile and hour and a half. So I grab everything, my cup, my mouthpiece. I'm trying to eat food because I need fuel because I'm gonna compete in a couple hours. It was a scramble, but yeah, then we just drove down. I drove myself, drove to the T-Mobile Arena, and then we fought.
That's a wonderful story. It's gone down in UFC history. Does it bother you when opponents talk down or criticize you? I mean, I'm referring to Shawn Woodson. I mean, it was a controversial victory, all right. UFC 314. You guys really went to war, and after you were given the win, Shawn Woodson criticized it. And does that kind of stuff affect you, Dan? Or do you just say, it's over and done with? Or does it play on your mind saying, why is the opponent saying this?
No, it's over and done with, and I think I definitely hurt him in that fight, and he landed good stuff too. He did what he had to do, and he had a game plan, and it doesn't really bother me, and I also try to stay away from the comment section because the comments are brutal from everyone. Like people are never going to give you the respect that you want. People are always going to have something negative to say. So I just try to honestly stay away from it. It's a win on my record. I've been there before. I've been, well, not on the like being finished side, but I've been on the other side of a close split decision losses. I've lost close fights that I believe I maybe have won, but it's not my opinion. It's the judges' opinions, and but again, I heard him. The only controversy was basically online. In the live arena, the crowd erupted. I got the finish. No one was arguing the finish, and it is what it is. And here we are.
Training with guys like Islam and Khabib. I'm sure you could write a book about it.
Yeah, yeah.
Exciting, great fun hanging with those guys in the gym and training and working out.
Yeah, it's different for sure. And anytime they come to Vegas or San Jose, I always try to get work with them. It's just it's a different environment, very hard training, lots of grappling, and a lots of competing. So and I think that's good to do every now and then. It's just like hard competitions in the room, and they're very close and connected too. Very everyone. It's like they train together, they eat together, sleep together, they pray together. They're all in the same house. They're very tight and close, which I love that. And anytime they come, I love training with them. They're always very inviting. They always tell me to come train. Um, but yeah, those great guys, you're great human beings.
Is there a mixed martial artist or a martial artist that you really idolized as a kid when you were growing up in Hawaii?
Um, Honestly, I started watching fights a little later. I mean, I was in high school, but BJ Penn, number one, was I mean, he was the champion, lightweight champion from Hawaii, so he gave us all like hope and just hope that we can even do it. And then Uriah Faber was one of them too. Jose Aldo, just so those little guys. Randy Couture was a great one, and those that was kind of the era I grew up in and watching them. Watch a little Chuck Liddell and just all those guys that that sparked the dream for me. So yeah, for sure.
How's being a father treating you?
Oh, it's the best thing ever. I think it's better than fighting. If nothing really makes me happier. Nothing brings more value to my life than being a dad right now, and it's great. It's great. I love it. I love it. It's not easy, but I definitely I love it.
Is there a travel destination that you love going to, Dan? Saying, wow, this is such a beautiful place.
Oh, it's hard to beat home,
Yeah.
but aside from home, there's a lot of, I mean, when I fought in Vancouver, that was my first time there. It was very beautiful there. And I went in June. It was perfect weather. Um, it's hard to say. It's hard to pick one. I've been to Indonesia. I've been to Mexico. Lots of nice little hidden gems everywhere. But it's hard. I can't narrow it down to. If I had to narrow it to one, it would just be Hawaii.
Just be home. Hawaii has
Yeah.
such a rich tradition of music, beautiful music. What kind of
Yeah.
music is on your phone? I mean, I'm sure when you're training, it's more the adrenaline stuff. There's more, dance music and rock music and hip hop music. But what kind of music do you like listening to otherwise?
I honestly, it's just kind of whatever whatever I feel in the moment. I mean, I love local music, Hawaiian music, but a lot hip hop, some rock and roll sometimes. Sometimes I'll put on some 80s just to like it's different. Then I then if I'm just being casual, I listen to like Christian music, worship music, and aside from that, nothing else really. I don't have like a favorite band or favorite artist or anything, but I kind of listen to everything.
Lovely. There you have it. Dan Ige in UFC 318 against Patricio Pitbull. We're hoping, all of us Dan fans, that he gets back to his winning ways. And for all of you looking at timings, watch UFC 318. Holloway versus Poirier, 20th July, India. India time, 7:30 a.m. live on Sony Sports 10.1 SD and HD, Sony Sports 10.3 Hindi SD and HD, Sony Sports 10.4 Tamil, and Sony Sports 10.4 Telugu. Dan, I really appreciate your time and all the best. And see you
Thank
soon
you
in
so much.
India.
See you soon. Thank you.
One world, your station.